Hey everybody, welcome back. Another edition live at Drew's house. Hope you're all doing well. We're flipping the calendar another month. Where is the year going? Our guest today, another music show. I love it. Sal Baglio. Take it away, my friend.
I had me a cap gun, El Pistolero, 50-something years ago under a beautiful sun. Balsa wood flyer, tin rocket racer, 45s were 30 cents, and a Coke was 10. Never went to Boomtown, never met Rex Trailer, but we saw a Hard Day's Night at the old Seville. And then that cap gun turned to a guitar son, and that's how I've come to sing this song for you. Goodbye, Rocco. Goodbye, Herbie. Goodbye, Ricky, and your brother Bobby, too. So long, hometown. So long, Charlie Brown. And adios to everything and everyone we knew. Had me a cap gun, El Pistolero, 50-something years ago under a beautiful sun.
Ooh, Sal. Welcome aboard. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
Beautiful.
Nice
Sal
to be here.
Baglio. Good to meet you, man. This is the first time we met in person. I always like that.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Newburyport. Have you enjoyed your stay so far? Do you get to come here very often?
I've come to Newburyport quite often. I've played at the Grog a few times.
Ah, yes. I'm hearing they're not doing music there anymore.
Oh,
They're not-
no.
I know. I can't even picture the Grog
Well, that's
without
why
music.
I'm not there.
There you go, right? Yeah, well, it sounds beautiful, man. It sounds
Thank
great.
you.
I always say, first thing off the bat, good sounding room, right?
Very nice.
the-
Very nice. This is beautiful.
We tried. Good. Well, that was beautiful. Glad you're enjoying yourself. Rex Trailer. I got the privilege to meet him quite a few times in
Did
my
you?
life. I
Yeah.
did, right before he passed away. My dad was friends with him. He's a good man, so I noticed he was in those lyrics.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't go on Boomtown.
Yeah.
However, I was on Bozo the Clown.
Oh,
I was
okay.
in the audience.
All right.
That was a long time ago.
Another good experience.
Before color TV.
There you go.
But that song is part of my my one-man show,
Yeah.
which is all based in memory and going back.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are probably looking at you going, now that is Sal from the Stompers. Now this is a solo thing, a little different.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Those were you were just telling me behind the off the air. What a run you had with that band. My goodness.
Who would have thought?
Not even you?
No, 44 years. Yeah. That was a band I started when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
and it was
44.
it was filled with all those type of dreams and
Yeah.
no knowledge of the music business, just the idea of we're going to have a rock band
Right.
and we're going to be famous and everyone's going to love us. And we're going
Yeah.
to be great, it was an honest young person's ideal,
Right.
and it was, I kind of manifested it. I decided that's what we were going to be, and so we went on stage, and that's how we acted and played, and the next thing we knew, it just we got a record deal,
Yeah.
and then we got another record deal. I mean, it was crazy.
What is that like when it starts happening?
Well, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
You know, it's very exciting, and it's somewhat. You also get let down a little bit because it's not the fantasy that you think. You know,
Yeah.
like the record company said, you want to be rock and roll stars, right? We're like, yeah. So, and the next thing I know, they're bringing songs to us to cover.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, well, wait a minute, I write songs, and
Yeah.
but rather than harp on the negative stuff, I mean, it was truly like a childhood dream that came true.
Yeah.
You're
probably the first artist to not see eye to eye with a record company too, right? Is that about right? Or
Well, let me tell you this. Our record entered the Billboard charts, which I don't even know if that exists anymore,
I think it still does.
with a bullet, right? Our single had a bullet, which meant, I think at the time it meant at least 3 weeks of upward motion, right?
Okay, yeah.
But the same week that the song debuted on Billboard charts, there was also an article in Billboard that Boardwalk Records filed Chapter 11. So it was like, okay, well that was quick.
That is too funny. In a sad way, yes.
So that was the first thing.
Yeah. Welcome to the music life.
Yeah.
It is a tough business, isn't it? I mean, that's why it is exciting when things start happening, because for so many bands, it is a grind.
You grow up with a lot of kids that wanted to be in bands, especially in my era, right? We saw the Beatles, and then the next day in school, everybody wanted to be in a band.
Right.
Yeah. And some kids did, and then stopped, and some kids kept going for a little bit, and then stopped.
Yeah.
And then people like me and others just kept on going.
Wow.
It's like I didn't think there was anything else that I could do, and I know there was nothing else I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
was it the Beatles for you too?
I loved music before the Beatles.
Yeah.
But that sort of solidified how and what I wanted to be.
Right.
My older brother took me to see Hard Day's Night. I was 7, 8. He took me to see the Hard Day's Night movie, and I distinctly remember, as many people do, seeing a scene and going, that looks good. I think that's what I want to do. Exactly. Run around with people chasing me and playing rock and roll music.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, and you told me your dad was the one who taught you how to play that thing, huh?
He did. My dad was a wonderful guitar player. He didn't pursue it professionally after I was born, but he played around the house. His favorite guitar player was Django Reinhardt.
Okay, yeah.
So that was playing in the house. Pop music was playing in the house. I had an older brother. My grandfather on my mother's side was also a musician. He was a drummer and a singer. And so my DNA was just loaded with this stuff.
Right.
And I just remember at a young age hearing music and just falling in love with it, just the sound and rhythm. And I loved it. But the Beatles was like, okay, this is where we're gonna go, rock and roll. And
do you remember the first show you ever went to? First concert?
I do. I was 12. My older brother took me to see Janis Joplin.
Wow.
At the music hall.
That's a good first one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I probably knew Piece of My Heart, and that was about it that I knew about her. But We had tried to get Stones tickets. This was 1969, and we couldn't get them.
And you said you were only 30, right? Is that right?
Yeah, I
that's
am.
okay,
I am. I'm going backwards. I'm Benjamin Button. Yeah. So yeah, he took me to see that show, and interesting thing is, during her encore, she said, "I'm going to bring up a friend of mine who's playing. Who was playing at the tea party. Is Johnny Winter."
Yeah.
And that was cool. And many years later, through working with Tom Hambridge,
Yep.
I got to play on a Johnny Winter record.
Wow.
And we toured with him as well as the opening act.
Damn.
And I remember talking to Johnny's manager, and I said, "Man, when I was 12, I saw Janice, and she brought Johnny up." And he said to me, he goes, "I remember that."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It was heavy.
What an experience, huh?
It's really been a. I feel like I'm living in a rock and roll fantasy.
Yeah.
Really,
You almost wouldn't believe some of the stories. Yeah.
it's. I mean, it's just amazing.
It is
really.
crazy. Wow. Well, what's the? I mean, I always say this. I've heard even like it fascinates me to see so many of these bands out there. You know, whether it be the Stones or I'm a Springsteen guy. Like these bands that have stuck together after
Yep.
you know all these decades and decades of going. And it is hard keeping a band together, isn't it?
Absolutely.
How do you do it for 44 years? I mean, I take it there's some egos in bands, right? I've heard there might be egos within other musicians.
Yeah. You know, in the Stompers,
Yeah.
I think. I'm not happy to say this, but my ego was probably bigger than all of them.
All right.
And they just, but no, we were really good friends.
Yeah.
The guys in that band, I have to say that they must have seen something in me and trusted me. So that no matter what I said, we're going to do this now.
Yeah.
And we're going to do that. And they came along with it. And that's very rare.
Yeah.
That's very rare. Nobody ever said, "You know what, Sal, I don't like that song." Maybe they didn't, but they didn't say that. They just went with it. They gave their best all the time. And
because sometimes the friends thing can make it difficult. I mean, no doubt you're all friends at one point, but it is business at some point too, and it's a lot of time together. And
absolutely, looking back on it now, I think we had a unique relationship.
Yeah,
we really did.
Must be pretty great memories. I mean, those are people you spend most of your life with. You know,
we spent hours that turned into years in the back of vans and cars together. So we know everything about each other.
And the finest of clubs in every city, right?
Oh, we could be here a long time talking about that. But truly, they were special, unique gentlemen, and that's why that band lasted that long.
Yeah, no doubt, something special. You got another one for us there in your back pocket, I know. You just say a solo one here from you?
Yeah, so we were talking about my dad. I wrote this song a couple of years ago. It happened to be on his birthday. And that's not why I wrote the song. It just sort of came to me. And then I realized it was his birthday, and I was like, wow, thanks, Pop.
Sal Baglio, live at Drew's house.
When the clock strikes backwards and you're spinning round, and you wake up back in your hometown, everybody that was gone will be back around when we go home again. I will see Aunt Mary and my brother too. The radio in the kitchen sounds just like new, and the good guys playing all the hits for you. When we go home again, we'll see all of our friends friends. Yeah, the way they looked back then. It will only be that way for a day when we go home again. And my dad will be there, and his hair will be thick. He'll show me some chords, how to hold the pick. And he won't get older, and he won't get sick when we go home again. Grandpa and Barney Brass, Cousin Johnny taking photographs. Ma's made supper now, hurry fast, 'cause we are home again. When the clock strikes backwards and you're spinning round and you wake up back in your hometown, everybody that was gone will be back around when we go home again. Home again.
Nicely done. Sal Baglio, Chop Afternoon Drive live at Drew's house. That was beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Oh, fantastic.
You know, that's that fantasy
Yeah.
people have.
Oh,
Can we
yes.
go back? Can we go back?
Everybody connects with that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The I can easily see why people are. I mean, easily see why you can do this for 4 decades. You have that genuine like way about you. That's the thing, right? That's the magic trick, isn't it?
I don't know what the magic
you
trick
can't you can't
is.
fake it.
Absolutely
know?
not. No. I can't.
And you don't. Again, Sal Baglio in the house here in Newburyport, live music show. I love doing this. All right, so a little background now. Home is Central Mass now for you,
Yes.
and but you've been around. You've just several cities, right?
Absolutely. I grew up in East Boston.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Easty.
Eastie. You know, that place is in my DNA, you know.
Yeah. They still got that hockey rink there on the water.
They certainly do. I played there in a high school band.
Yeah,
You know,
no
that was
kidding.
like our big thing. We're gonna play the rink.
Yeah.
You know, like 8 people came.
Remind me, is that the one with the that's the one with the airplanes go over and you can feel it shaking, right?
Absolutely.
That's a true story, by the way. I remember being like 8 years old, starting hockey, and 6 a.m.
Yeah.
practice. Airplanes would take off. The whole place shakes. Crazy.
So I grew up with that. You know, my nerves. But I mean, literally, they
Yeah.
flew right over your house.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the whole neighborhood. I mean, there's no avoiding it in East Boston, right? Yeah. Do you kind of like it?
What's that?
Do you kind of like it? Because I mean, in a smaller scale, I live right near Beverly, or I grew up
Yeah.
near Beverly Airport. And when I moved out to Central Mass, we found out talking off the air, we didn't live too far from each other.
Right.
I like legitimately noticed that I missed the airplanes. It was something about it.
Yeah.
I
No, it certainly didn't bug me when I was
Yeah.
growing up there. It was part of the
Yeah.
it was part of the
always known.
sound, you know.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I remember thinking like I went back home to my parents' house to walk the dog, and that's where they lived. And I was walking the dog one day, and I looked up at the sky, and I was like, "That's what Hudson's missing. Hudson,
Yeah,
Massachusetts.
yeah. Too quiet.
It's too
is not
quiet
good.
up there. Nobody wants too quiet.
Absolutely.
Is it fun? For speaking of quiet, is it fun for you to kind of? I mean, I know you do this all the time, I'm sure. But is it fun to kind of go out and just play Sal and his guitar and just tell the stories like this, and without the backing band? I know there's benefits of both. But
Yeah. I actually love that. You
Yeah.
know, because I can go anywhere I want
yeah.
with the stories and stuff. So, yeah, I really I'm enjoying the solo thing, and I incorporate it into my new band show as well,
Yeah.
so that we play a little bit with the full band rocking out, and then they take a break and I do a short version of
Yeah.
of the solo thing, and then we bring them back on and raise the roof.
What a job.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you guys you're in this neck of the woods here. A couple Saturdays from now, why don't you let's get the promotion out there. What do you got for dates?
Oh, thanks, Drew. Yeah, we're going to be at the Blue Ocean Music Hall.
Cool spot.
Saturday, June 18th. And so this is my first time back there without the Stompers.
Wow.
So every first weekend of summer for the past 10 years, the Stompers played at the Blue Ocean.
Tradition.
Exactly. And so when they called me and said, do you want to take that date with your new thing? I said, yes.
It's sweet of them to honor it, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. They're great people.
Do you feel like, I'm sure there are also people that are Stompers fans, first of all, but I guarantee you most of your fan base is, or at least a lot of it is, you know what, I'm going to follow Sal wherever he goes, no matter how he delivers the songs, right?
Well, that would be great. There is a certain percentage that probably think like that.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, there are some that they follow the Stompers, and that's a specific thing, that band. And that's all they care to listen to.
Yeah.
They've told me. We don't care about anything you knew you do. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you.
It's a little straightforward,
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But so I think it's a combination of some of the old crowd, some of the people that have known me for a long time, and I think there's some new people out there. My new music's getting played on some local radio and also Underground Garage, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And so I think there'll be some new faces mixed in with the hardcore.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right, so Blue Ocean. That place, I saw Martin Sexton there, I think was the last show I saw. He's one of my favorites. I love Martin Sexton.
Absolutely.
You ever met him?
I have not.
Yeah,
No.
I would think maybe certain people you just kind of think, I bet they cross paths at some point. But
We might have, but we didn't get to
not at the
talk.
time.
Yeah.
He was sad, but I remember him vividly coming out. The first thing he said when he walked on stage was, this place has the greatest, whatever you call it, backstage or
Green room. Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You got the ocean out there. What a spot.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, isn't that
oh,
good?
it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, there's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
You like playing this neck of the woods too? Is this a hot spot for you?
Yeah, and well, anywhere in Massachusetts is pretty good for me. I've played everywhere. Western Mass was great, but the North Shore is wonderful.
You said
absolutely.
You just reminded me of the late Mayor Menino. I remember I was a young journalist in the WBZ newsroom, and Mayor Menino walks in. He's telling a story, and he said something along the. I believe he said this actually on tape at one point too, but he said, out there in Western Mass, like anywhere west of Newton.
Yeah, I get you. He was a good guy.
He was a Boston guy.
Oh man, absolutely.
It was, but that's too funny. What was the pandemic like for you? I know it was so hard on so many musicians, but
it was a drag because first of all, everyone was frightened and stressed out about this about COVID. But I lost a lot of live work. Yeah. But what happened is I went downstairs into my basement studio, and I said, well, especially when it was 2 weeks, we're going to be on lockdown for 2 weeks. I said, I think I'll write a song a day and see what happens.
Nice.
Well, that turned into a whole album, a whole CD called Music for Abandoned Amusement Parks. And so that was one of the things.
That's this one right here. So there you go. We'll get a little zoom in on that, baby.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So that was one of the things.
That's the pandemic one.
That's that one, and actually, Peppermint Kicks is a record I made with a gentleman by the name of Dan Kopko. He has a couple of bands, the Shanghai Lows and Watts, really rock bands, great bands, and we just virtually wrote those songs and recorded them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And said, wow, maybe we should put it out. And we did. So I kept busy. I also, it was a gift, really. I got hired to write for a show called They Came to Rock. And They Came to Rock is about aliens
Of course.
who heard on satellite, they heard rock and roll radio, and that's why they came to Earth. So this gentleman who's producing the show, Nordy Cohen, contacted a mutual music friend in Nashville, Jamie Rubin, who called me and said, Sal, you think you'd be interested in this? So I said, well, yeah. I said, is there a song called They Came to Rock? They said, no. I said, you don't have a theme song? Hold on, I'll get right back to you. So I wrote him a song.
Nice.
And he loved it. And he said, what else you got? You know, this is what the show is about. So they ended up using 10 of my songs.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah. So I was extremely lucky that happened.
Wow.
And
That's how those things work out, huh?
and that kept me afloat.
Man.
And it also was a great experience because I usually don't write like here's the subject, go write about this.
Right. Yeah.
That's tough for me usually.
Yeah.
But this worked out okay.
Never mind when it's aliens.
Yeah, but aliens coming to rock, I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And I kind of kept writing. And that's how Saturnalians came to be. That's my record that was just released last October, I think.
Perfect.
And I just kept on writing space rock tunes.
There you go. One more look at that. Who did the artwork, you know? You remember?
Yes. That all the artwork for the Amplifier Heads is a dear friend that I grew up with in East Boston named Jim Zakaria.
Okay.
And he became an artist. That's what he does for his living. And
I like that.
he's a wonderful guy. And thank you for asking me
Yeah.
about that because he's just a good friend and a great artist.
Thank you, Jim. Good stuff. I'm impressed. That's what I like about holding the damn thing. You know?
Yeah, it would look better if it was an album.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. But you know, the streaming world here, kids don't understand what it's like to hold these
I
things.
know.
Never mind. We won't even get going on the records and all that. But
It's true.
all right, what's next on the set list here? Sal Baglio joining us on Joppa Afternoon Drive live at Drew's house.
Let's see.
I like your style.
This is a song called Shag 72. And it's about a guy looking at his yearbook. And he sees some friends that he knows. And, you know, haircuts take an important role in history and in music, you know. Nowadays, it doesn't do too much with me. You know, I got a wonderful head of skin. But this is Shag 72. Looking at the yearbook page, thinking back on yesterday. All your hair's turning gray, and there ain't that much to say. It's okay, that song has faded out. Not everybody made it out, and I'm thinking about you. Oh, Shag 72. The speed of light, the speed of sound. Turntables turned around. There's a band underground coming up for new light. It's alright, the record starts to play. Bowling has gone away, and I'm thinking about you. Oh, Shag 72. From inside a plastic tomb, outside the electric womb, when the girls were nuclear and the bands were truly gear. Oh dear, the song repeats and plays. Looking at the yearbook page, I am thinking about you. Oh, Shag 72. solitude.
All right. Sal Baglio, very nice.
Just little letters to the past, you know.
That's a nice little. I think that could be a new album. Letter.
Well, so yeah, I'm working on my next one, which will be
Already?
2023.
You're always writing. It seems like are you an always writing kind of guy? That's the vibe I get.
It comes in.
Yeah.
It comes in like periods of time where all of a sudden I can't stop.
Gotcha.
It's almost like mania.
And not structured. You're not like got to set time aside.
No,
time to
no.
write. Yeah.
It just, and I catch them, and I do a whole bunch of them, and then a period of time might go by, and I'm not hearing anything. I'm not feeling anything.
Is that okay? You don't get stressed about that.
No, I get stressed.
You do
about
get
it.
stressed.
Yeah, I think.
Nope, it's not okay.
It's over. I'm done.
Oh man, I mean, I would imagine in this business, you probably had legitimately that thought, though. Probably this. How long can this ride go for? I mean, do musicians think that way? I mean, I think everybody kind of thinks that way in their jobs at some point, right?
I think so. You know, when you're younger, you're spending time reaching for something.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You think there's a place you get to, and then that's it. So one of the positive things about getting older is, at this point, I mean, it's not that I don't have goals, but I just think in terms of I want to write a better tune.
Yeah.
I want to make another record. I hope to play in front of some people.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yep.
That's it.
You don't need the junk.
So I don't see an end, I don't see an end of this. And in fact, it's kind of all new now, going out solo. And
how rewarding is it to have people give it back? Like, I mean, I know you get a big fan base, but even I'm sure you can tell the people that are there for the first time that are kind of awestruck a little bit. Ooh, I'm into this. That must be like the greatest feeling as a performer.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. You don't want to put too much on that.
Yeah.
Because the opposite. Well, I really don't like that.
Yeah. You got to be able to brush that off.
Then
right?
what happens?
Yeah,
Are you hurt? So the older I got, I realized that the critic that means the most to me is me.
Yeah.
Do I like this song? Okay. If no one else likes it, does that mean you don't like it anymore? No.
Yeah.
But obviously, on just a human level, somebody says, "Hey, man, I really like that song." You can't help but feel good.
Yeah, I bet it's gonna be the
Can't
coolest
help
feeling.
but feel good.
Yeah, so that's one of the tricks of being around and getting older and learning that, right? It's it can be. It might not be for somebody. It might not be the best fit for somebody else, but if it's a good song, you love it, that's the one.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Again, Sal Baglio joining us here, Afternoon Drive, live at Drew's house. This thing flies by, this show. I have a feeling we could go music talk for a long time. You and I
would love to talk music with you anytime.
But can you promise? I always try to, when we get people we really like, I try to snatch them and make sure they commit to another show at some point.
Absolutely.
All right, you're a friend of the show now.
Absolutely.
A couple quick ones here on the before I know you're going to do one more to play us out. But what's the music you're listening to right now, or the artist? Like who's catching your ear right now? New, old?
Yeah, I think, I've been listening to Brian Wilson's recent record of solo piano versions of his music, and it was pretty touching.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He was a genius, wasn't he?
He is a genius.
He is a genius, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, still is making
quite amazing.
Yeah.
I have a Beach Boys story.
Oh, go for it.
I'm a huge Beach Boy fan.
Yeah.
From when I was a child.
Yeah.
I would put the Beach Boys live in concert record on, come home from school, and air guitar, I'd just play and think, I'm in this band.
Yeah.
Stompers ended up opening for the Beach Boys.
Oh, wow.
So, exactly what I said. And we opened for Carl Wilson solo. So, we're playing with the Beach Boys, and Carl Wilson comes up to me, after their last song, it says, Sal, would you like to come up and sing Barbara Ann? And I tell this story a lot. I must have waited so long that he said, you don't have to if you don't want to.
And could you tell me you snapped out of
And
it?
I snapped right out. I said, no, I do. It was just kind of surreal, Carl. I'll tell you about it later. And he says, hey, after Good Vibes, just come up. Carl Wilson's saying good vibes to me, And I went up and I sang it, and it was surreal. That's all I could tell you. I wish I could be cool about it, but I cannot be cool about it.
That's a cool story. Trust me.
I was 9 years old, like I was on a microphone with Carl Wilson going, I'm 9 in my living room.
Yeah.
This is so weird,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And that's where that thing is taking you.
It's crazy. I'm sorry I got off on that, but you brought
No, I love it when people get off on those stories.
Yeah.
Those are the best ones sometimes when you, from aliens to Beach Boys, this is what, that's where the long form show goes. This is great.
Man.
Who's the nicest person you ever met in rock and roll along the way?
Carl Wilson.
It is? Really? Okay.
Yeah. I met Brian, but it was very brief. But
Yeah.
with Carl, I got a chance to sit and talk with him, and he was just the gentleman that people say he is.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. And now the worst person. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ask you who the worst person is.
Yeah.
Unless you want to answer. No.
No.
Nobody ever answers that one. Have you ever noticed that? Oh, man. Nobody ever answers that one. Well, this has been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for coming on, for coming to Newburyport, and go see the show at the Ocean Hall, will you? It's going to be fun.
Thanks, Drew.
It's going to be
this
a blast.
Is a gas.
I'll make sure I get out to see you, too. This is going to be I love this little idea of the stripped down songs. And
Yeah.
It's fun hearing you this way, too.
Absolutely.
For all those people who love the Stompers, this is kind of a cool thing as well. I like it. You got one more for us to take us home?
I do. I just want to say thank you for having me.
You're a good man. Thanks for coming in.
Let's
Enjoy
do it
Newburyport.
again.
Sal Baglio, everybody. This has been live at Drew's house, Jop Afternoon Drive. Sarah Blackstone producing, Sarah Hayden, the whole crew. Oh, Carolyn. Carolyn's here too. Hi. She's back from college. Welcome back. Live at Drew's house from Newburyport. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
This is Strawberry Girls. Where are the strawberry girls now that it's summertime? Down at the city yards with a bottle of Ripple wine. Oh, their jeans were blue and had holes in them. And I'm afraid that their plans have been torn and frayed, but so glad that they were late. How about the boys in the band, loading drums and guitars up into Jimmy's van, with their heads all full of stars. Oh, their dreams were loud and had gold in them. And I'm afraid that the spotlights and stars have turned to cover bars. When all my memories turn into wonder why cannot be's, I'll always remember those sweet strawberry girls. And when they come to me so fine, man, it really blows my mind that we were ever as free to do exactly what we pleased. All right. Where are the strawberry girls now that that it's summertime. They have all gone away to poetry and rhyme. Like their jeans were blue and had holes in them. And I am afraid that all their plans have been torn and frayed, but so glad that they were laid. When all our memories turn into wonder why, cannot bees forever remember those sweet strawberry girls. I'll always remember those sweet strawberry girls. Those sweet strawberry girls.